Good evening, people. Welcome back to Mufc Realist TV and Mick Ruby here. I have my scintillating guests in the background, and if you can see, I've been slaving all day trying to fix my background, and this is my new improved background. Let me know, smash a like if you think it's hot. I'm still working on it though. I'm still trying to get some shells up, some footy balls and stuff like that, and all that jazz. But I hope you're doing well, because we have a fantastic show for you today and fantastic guests waiting in the green room in the background. But before we go, we've got a lot of things to talk about. Of course, we're going to talk about Amrabat. We're going to talk about Onana, what's my name, and all that stuff. But before we continue, please don't forget to smash the like button, the share, and all that jazz. You have a lot of buttons there, down there, bling, 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 bling. And have a sip on your coffee, whatever you're having, a toast. I'm having a coffee, whatever you're having, tea, coffee, beer, whatever. It's your choice. Are you ready to rumble? Let's do this.
Now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world
on Mufc Realist TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble!
This is ground control to Jarvis. Can you hear me? 10-4, 10-4. You're on mute, buddy. I can't hear you. 47 million for Onana. Are we ready? Onana. What's my name? Onana. Hey, guys. Welcome back. Sorry for this late. We are a little bit late. We blame it on Jarvis, who currently sitting in the washing room, I think. He's doing greenwashing, sports washing, money laundry, anything that you can imagine. Try to sort of enable the sales of Manchester United. And we have our honorable guest coming back. He was in the sin bin last week. He couldn't join us. His wife told him, you're not allowed to have any social media, any YouTube whatsoever. We are talking about Stu Woolley. Welcome back to the show, Stewie.
Hey, guys, thanks very much for having me. It feels good to be at the off the bench, to be fair. It's nice to I feel nice and relaxed. I had a great holiday with the family, so that was nice.
Yeah, guys, good. What do you reckon? Do you like my new background?
You
like it? I like it. I like it.
Hold on,
yeah,
hold
really
on.
Good.
Yeah, it's shaping along, guys. Listen, we were waiting for another special guest. We're talking about Jimmy, Uncle Jimmy. He's not here yet. I think he pulled a hamstring on his way. Not sure. I messaged him. But let's kick on the show, shall we? Because you know what? There's a lot of things that we need to talk about. Of course, Rashford got his new improved contract. No problem at all. We are talking about, the situation with Onana, safe, secure. People are doing the flight watch. Like people on Manchester United fan base all over the world don't have anything else to do to do spy watching on flight schedules. Where is Onana? Does it occur to you that he might fly private jet? You never know. What else do we have on the show today? Yeah, Dean Henderson strongly going off to Forest. That means if we get in Onana, we say bye-bye, no buyback clause. Bye-bye, Dean Henderson. We have, Maguire stripped off his captaincy. He's crying a little bit. Doesn't really want to leave. Can't blame him, sitting on 200K, playing for the biggest team in the world. But at the end of the day, it's bye-bye Maguire, because clear and obvious, Ten Hag has told him, you're not part of my plan, mate. Out you go. So, McTominay, we have a lot of things. Something that I picked up on the ether as well. It is, I think it was Telles also. They are eyeballing Telles for a bargain price. Get rid of the deadwood, the fringe players or the fringe players. But before we continue, Jarvis, tell me, how was your day?
Oh, my day has just started. It's just 5 o'clock here in the US, but we have been outside in the pool all day. I've been using sunscreen all day, but I still got burned. And we went to the beach and ride the waves with the kids. So that was good. I enjoyed it. So yeah,
you're down in South Carolina eating spicy chicken wings.
Yeah.
Dewey, welcome back. How was your holiday, mate? Where did you go?
So we had a great time. We actually went down to the peninsula of the UK. So we drove down to Cornwall, St Ives, and I showed Jarvis a few pictures of our pictures. We had this wonderful house in the Colour Hills, and the girls and my good lady like to orienteer. They like to walk. I like to relax. So we did a lot of walking, a lot of eating. No gym, no football. We were kind of cut off to the outside world to an extent. It was absolutely brilliant, and I feel really, really relaxed. So it was nice to have some family time. You know, the kids are growing up fast. I've got a 22-year-old lad who's away with his girl all the time, and we've got 13-year-old twin daughters, and they're just it's quite nice. And let me just go on record. Any bloke that thinks he can get anywhere near my two girls, you got to come through me first. Let me get that on record.
Stay away from Stewie. Just guys, before we continue, we have a new member, and welcome back. I say welcome back, Jeff Steele. He is back. The man behind the mask. Jeff Steele became a YouTube member, and for this, Mick Ruby has gone something special. We don't have a gong, but we have. Welcome, Jeff Steele. I know you had suffered from the Glazers takeover and the transfer spin, and it was too much. But I'm proud to see you back, my friend. I'm really proud, Jeffy. Welcome back all the way from Sydney, Australia. Jeff Steele became a member. But guys, as per usual, the VAR room, right? Because you guys are the most important thing. You know, we've been slaving here in the kitchen. It's been a very busy day for me today, especially in the transfer market as well. As you know, that I do work as an intermediate as well. So we have Smoky Bacon in the house. Ooh, Smoky Bacon. I like that. Steph is in the house. Jamie Wayne is in the house as well in the VR room. Big up Angie as well. DJ Superfly, back in 27 minutes. Are you back? I don't know. Who else is in the house? Nigel Flynn. Hey, everyone. Hello, Nigel. How you doing?
Hello.
And as you see, I have a new mic setup as well. I have a boom. I'm very proud of it. So Jonathan Liljenberg from Sweden. Happy with Mondays. True. I mean, what a Monday we had. Seriously. Usually, Sunday yesterday, as you think that nothing's going to happen, me and Jarvis do the Sunday roast. In the middle about everything, we're about to close the show. Rush Maino comes in with breaking news 5 hours before Fabrizio Romano. Breaking news. Onana signed. Lo and behold, what happened?
We were the first who was.
We were the first. We said, here we run. Here we run. Here we run. And then it came, here we go. So anyway, you got to crawl first before you go, before you run. So anyway, big up to all of you, this amazing community, all the way from Qatar. Mohamza, salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. 𝒖𝒄 𝒌 𝑹𝒖𝒃𝒚 family. Big up, big up. Thor is in the house. Thor God. Hello, Earthlings. I have arrived on his spaceship all the way from, I don't know which galaxy, but Jonathan Ball is also in the house. We have a baller. Midgard. Baller is in the house as well. Chris Breeze is in the house as well. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're having a great weekend. Glazers out, full sale only. Yeah, we had a great weekend. It's been a busy weekend. Nobody expected this Sunday news to come. Yesterday was the most busiest day. I had to go in and, do fast streams, cut here, breaking news here or there. Maguire stripped off his captaincy. Oh my God. And the links to West Ham. I'm going to talk about all that, what's been going on. Barman is in the house as well. Hi, everyone. Hi, Barman. Rushmino is back. Rushmino. We're not worried that you broke the news yesterday. Big up. I have hands free. So, Jarvis, it's up to you now to shout out people. This is your show, to be honest.
Yeah, and we have Neil Driscoll. Devon is better than Cornwall. What's he saying to you? Do you agree?
Difficult one for me. I'm not going to get into a turf war here between Cornwall and Devon. Both equally stunning. There you go. Equally stunning.
Sitting on the fence.
Yeah, we're exceptionally, a bit like you, Jarvis, in Norway. Exceptionally lucky with the greenery.
Yeah. We're going to talk about this, Mo Hamza, the breaking news, because I have some breaking news myself, straight from the horse's mouth. But we also have somebody from Manchester here as well, which is DWE Digital. Hi from Manchester. Hi from Manchester. Hi from wherever I'm sitting. Hi from South Carolina. And where are you sitting, Stewie?
Shropshire. So
Shropshire.
yeah. So I guess if you Google Iron Bridge, that's where we are. We're in a World Heritage site.
Yeah. I'm outside Gothenburg, Sweden. Barman says good evening. Barman, it's so good. Steph is in the house as well. Steph Hen Welsh. Evening, Mick Roby. Evening, Steph. How you doing, man? I don't know what to call you, Steph Hen Welsh, but I call Stephen. I guess it's Stephen.
Yeah, Stephen Welsh.
Stephen Welsh, but you read it Steph Hen Welsh. So I'm dyslexic. That's just it. Step Hen Welsh. Big up to you, man.
I think you've got to get your your party thing going.
Oh, really? Oh, we got a new member as well.
We have.
All the way from Manchester became a member as well, DW. And also we have a super chat from Alien Tenor. Peter, how you doing? So Jarvis is scare boy now.
Skater boy.
I just came from the beach. I didn't have the time to shower or anything. So I'm wearing my hats.
No, Jarvis, if you didn't see us yesterday, he was sitting in a sin bin. He was sitting in he's still in the washing room, right? Because of the
laundry room, yes.
Oh, we made a lot of jokes that you're doing. Oh, there we go. He's doing money laundry there, greenwashing, sports washing, all that jazz. Seriously, guys. Listen, Milo Smitic is also in the house. Big up. Alan is in the house. Good evening, Alan. Glaze is out 100%. George Best is in the house as well. Our own George Best. Good evening. Sawan Singh also is in the house. Mick, Glaze is out 100%. Nabil is in the house as well. Hi, Mick. Take over news, please. Yeah, let us just thank you, everyone. With Jeff, thank you. Hello, Realist Gang. Hello, Jay, thank you. What will we be without Jay? Thank you. And Damo Jones is in the house. Never seen Damo before, but big up for coming, mate. Big up, hope you enjoy the stream as well. Well, who else do we have? I want to shout out everyone that's been here before we continue. So Alex Reed is also in the house. Big up, Alex. Yo. You know what I mean? Am I missing anyone else? Or is it just getting too much? Carlos. Yes, Carlos is in the house as well. Stu Willie. Why, Stuart, you're sitting here.
I'm here. I was just replying to Neil. He was talking about St. Ives. So
yeah. Saragon McKenney is in the house. Are you guys keeping cool? We are keeping cool. Look at Jarvis. He's pink in the face like a red snapper.
Yeah.
On the block and sink.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to talk about Højlund. So I got some fresh news as well. I've been saying that for quite a while. But anyway, let's just kick on, because otherwise we're going to sort of give people all the credits and all the wonders. But please, guys, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe if you haven't, because we have received amazing gift from you on Friday on our birthday. If you missed it, Stewie, it was our 1-year anniversary of the channel since we started. It's been an amazing journey, reaching 15K on the day. Now we're over 15.6 or something. So it's constantly growing. And this is thanks to this amazing community, including ML that just never seen before. Hi, guys. London in the house. Big up London in the house. Gray is in the house. Hello, Gray. Manenza is also in the house. We need experience. Number 9, Højlund scares me. We will talk about that. I don't really particularly agree, because we're going to talk about the playing style. There is no Uncle Jimmy yet. I don't know if Jimmy's going to appear, but we have the show must go on, like Queen says. Anyway,
we have a question from Mo Hamza Sain here. He asks, question: who is Amrabat's agent? Keys or Mohamed C. Who?
Keys.
Get Keys?
Yeah, Keys. Yeah.
To what?
Why?
What does it mean? Why do you want to know that? Is it a special thing about that agent? Do we have any other guys he represents, or?
No, I mean, it's a CMC basically agency, but Keys is the one that is representing Amrabat. So we're going to talk about that. But wait, let's what do you have in mind, Jarvis, in terms of your list?
On my list, I was thinking about speaking a little bit about our new signing, Onana, and what impact he would have for our club. So I was very interested in listening to Stu's take on that one. So Stu, we just recently signed Onana. So how will he impact our style of play?
Look, really interesting signing for me. I've always liked him as an individual. He's very much what I would class as a Barthez type goalkeeper, a Choa type goalkeeper. If you know, very flamboyant, good with his feet. Look, the thing for me is, guys, I'm old school. I'm an old school player. We've had goalkeepers play out from the back for years. Alex Stepney has been one. You know, Barthez has been one for us. We've had goalkeepers that will move the ball from the back. It's kind of nothing new what we're discussing, but there is a playing style attached to it, and there wasn't necessarily a playing style attached to it back in the late 70s, early 80s, 90s, etc., and some of the 2000s. So there is a playing style and the way that Ten Hag wants to go. And if you followed your Ajax football, because most of us are football purists, although we support the greatest club on the planet, we love football, and that's what really unites us. Then you'll see that Onana is a very, very capable goalkeeper. Forget his feet; he's a very capable goalkeeper. So it's okay buying a goalkeeper, which City did. If you remember, not so long ago, when they ousted Joe Hart for Bravo, they wanted Bravo because he's good with his feet, but he wasn't capable between the sticks. He's both very, very good with his feet, and he's good with his, between the posts. Where I do think he'll add to us, and I've spoken, and Jarvis, you know me and goalkeepers, I've spoken about yardage between goalkeepers on more than one occasion. I'm like a broken record when it comes to it, and this is one of the reasons why Maguire has struggled. Whether people like Maguire as a footballer or not, that's fine. That's up to their opinion. But with a better goalkeeper, one that was more commanding, Maguire wouldn't have kind of been made the scapegoat for our poor performances over the last 18 months to 2 years. You know, the biggest thing as a centre half for me is the collective group, and it's a collective four. It's your goalkeeper, your two centre halves, and your centre midfield player. Maguire was exposed with Fred and McTominay in front of him and De Gea at the back of him. There was too much yardage for him as a slower player. Mick, I know, is going to talk about Maguire in a bit, and I know, Jarvis, your opinion on Maguire, and I get it. And actually, before anybody goes in on me, he needs a challenge somewhere else. He does need to move. But I'd be interested to see if there was a renewed Maguire with a better all-rounded goalkeeper behind him, what that would do for Maguire's confidence, or what that would do. One of the key areas when you're communicating between your goalkeeper and you communicate between your two centre halves is how far you want to push up. The goalkeeper dictates the yardage between you and him. If he wants you 20 yards, you've got to make sure he'll cover those 20 yards if you can't get back in time. Where we are right now, and I'll shut up now, guys, but where we are right now, with the emergence of Casemiro marshalling the middle of the park and breaking up a lot of counter-attacks, we're not as exposed, are we, at the back with speed? And this is where I think Maguire could maybe have had a better season this year. But look, I am delighted about Onana, if I'm being brutally honest with you. I think it's a great one. I didn't buy into Diego Costa as a keeper, to be honest. The only one I would have had above Onana would have been Emi Martinez. I know he's an absolute idiot, but he's a great goalkeeper. So, yeah, really pleased. I think he's going on the US Tour, isn't he? If we get the paperwork sorted, and we'll be able to get a bit more info on that. So I think it's a great move. But I just wanted to touch on Maguire there, because he's been vilified again today and over the last couple of days with the captaincy, etc. But he may have been a different player. Well, I don't think we'll know. We'll never know, because I think he'll end up moving. But that was just my opinion on it. So all in all, I'm really pleased.
No, I said my piece on Onana yesterday. This is a game-changing signing for Ten Hag, and the way we're gonna play. I mean, all of a sudden we're gonna play like 3-1-6. So that means we're gonna have a lot of ball possession. Onana's gonna end up playing like the sweeper keeper or center defender midfielder as well, playing high up the line. It means that Luke Shaw can bomb forward. I mean, Deloy can bomb forward as well. We don't need that protection because actually he is a protection. So even if Harry Maguire goes, I mean, we have that security of Onana, but with that comes risks as well. So he's going to slip on a banana eventually, but that is the risk you're going to take. But you can look at the benefits, like let's say if I think it was the Europa League final. If you had David De Gea, he was out of 17 ball distributions, 17 landed in dead man's land, right? So if you have an Onana, basically out of 17 balls, it's going to find somebody, like even in the head or even on somebody's feet. Or he's an excellent distributor of the ball, but it's not only that, he's also an excellent shot stopper. So if you do all the stats comparing to Alisson, comparing to who else you want to compare, he's a world-class keeper, prime pomp age, almost won the Champions League, won the Scudetto in Italy, comes with experience, got a shit tons of good attitude. Basically what he said in an interview is like, you can cry, scream as much as you want, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. whatever the manager tells me, that's what I'm listening to.
I'll tell you what I'm impressed with him, Mick. He gets down really quickly. If you've watched him, he squats wonderfully, doesn't he? And then he's down, and that's
and
great.
Another thing that I want another thing before I pass on to Jarvis is there is no embedding period within a goalkeeper either, right? Because he knows Ten Hag's system. He's going to slot in quite fine. He knows some of the Ajax players. He knows Ten Hag's system, and that is what Ten Hag needs. He needs another player that understands his principles, his rules, to come in and be a leader. And he is a leader. That's what I'm trying to say. So this is an astute signing. This is almost as big as a number 9, because all of a sudden, the opponent's going to worry, how are we going to mark this guy? He's a goalkeeper. How are we going to do this? How are we going to, and if you remember what Pep Guardiola said before the Champions League final, the only concern he had to play against the Inter was Onana. So how do you deal with Onana? So I'm absolutely over the moon. This is a signing that we need. Feel sorry for De Gea, but the game has moved on. And as we said, regarding Maguire, I always said that I am club first. Whatever the team is, whatever Ten Hag wants to shape, that's what I'm supporting. And if you are surplus of requirement, you don't fit the system, then you have to go for your own good. I'm going to talk about that because you need to play football, mate.
And another thing that we haven't been mentioning is how Onana will impact our game when we are away against the top 6, because we will be able to play under pressure while the opposition is standing high against us. We won't stress. We won't panic. We won't just hoof the ball up the field. We will try to play it out and play over their first line of press.
Yeah.
So maybe we will see a different United side when we go away against the top 6, and that's one of the things I'm looking most forward to.
Yeah, but if you look at how we build up from the back, we were pinned back very, very low towards the Gea 6-yard box.
Yeah.
Cotton will protecting him. With Onana, you're going to see a diamond shape, a little mini diamond triangle, like, how you're going to play up from the back, So players need to be aware that the ball might come quickly to their feet, like ball playing center backs, Shaw, you have Martinez, we have Varane, skillful, like, people that can handle the ball. But if you put a Maguire into that system, there's hot potato, that doesn't work. Clearly, like, the gaffer looked at it last season. It is what it is. He ain't going to make a fuss the first season he's in there. So he let it slide, let him have the captaincy. Now is the time. He came in, had a chat with his manager, had a chat with Maguire, and said, like, mate, you got to go. You're not part of my system. But contractually speaking, you can actually stay. You can actually contest because you're on the contract, but you're not going to get game time. And that's what it comes down to. You're a footballer. You want to play in the Euros. It's up to you, mate. But otherwise, you can sit on the bench and do nothing.
It's a ruthless business, football, isn't it? And look, I totally agree with that. I think everything you say about Onana for me is right. He never played with Martinez, did he? Didn't he? He'd moved on, hadn't he?
They did.
Did they play a season together?
They played, and also Anthony Dos Santos played with Onana as well.
Interesting. So the Martinez, link with Onana will be great for him. Dos Santos, I've got that issue with him at the minute about this thing that's hanging over his head. Unfortunately,
we'll see.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
We see. We're not going to talk about what speculations outside.
No,
We are looking at footballers on the pitch, and this is the. I mean, he had one season of betting season, and it went okay. It was fine.
He did okay.
It was fine. But this is the season where you're going to see a different, a different Donny van de Beek if Donny van de Beek stays, a different like Anthony dos Santos. It's going to be a total different style of play, and this is what excites me. I don't know what happened to the Don Mafioso there, but he disappeared anyway. Regarding the question before, who Amrabat agent is, there's Keys Plug. I'm struggling. I always say Keys 𝒊𝒔𝒚, basically. He's from SAG, basically agency. Now, the situation there today is basically Lee Congerton. The guy, I don't want to say implicate too much, but let's say I work for an agency as an intermediate, and that agency, that head guy, speaks to Congerton as well, right? So the situation is, and I want you to pay attention, right? We always look at the price, right? You always look at you have a price in mind as a seller, right? Your price might be 50 million euros, right? That's what you're aiming for. But what they do is they try the best. They see United is coming, so they put the price up for 80, but they will always end up in the middle. It will always end up what they actually selling club wants. Lee Congerton is a fantastic person. I haven't spoken to him in person, but I just got the information today. The deal is on. The deal is on. I mean, that's not for Amrabat. Sorry, that was for. Sorry, I'm mixing it up. That's for Højlund. Højlund, sorry, Højlund. That's sorry. That is totally. Let's start fresh. Let's talk about Højlund and apply that. So regarding Højlund, the deal is always been on. They've been negotiating. They've been trying to sort of understand the price. United has a fixed price in mind based on their evaluation, based on the outputs, based on the stats, and you can simply not, demand 80 million for a Højlund. If you look at what a proven player like the Erling Haaland went for City for 60 on the buyout clause, so I can understand that they want to. It's an upcoming talent, but they will never get 80 million or 70 million. I believe it's going to end up on 45 million plus add-ons. That's what always going to be like, and that is the bottom line. They had him for 3/4 of a season. United is pushing very, very hard to get him over the line and get over to the U.S. Tour. And that is the three key targets that Ten Hag wants for now: the striker, the midfielder, Mason Mount. And then once that is completed, you're focusing on the outs. And we're going to talk about the interlinks, like, how things are moving and where our outs are going. But just to give you a little bit of an example, regarding Amrabat as well, smoke screens, Liverpool is not interested in Amrabat. The main target is Romeo Lavia, and it's going to be a bidding war. United had numerous conversation with Keys, basically 𝒊𝒔𝒚, basically from SEG, and they're aware of the situation. United will come back for him. 20 million is probably most likely what they want to pay for him. I mean, we're talking about 20 million euros. He's got 1 year left of the contract. Fiorentina has said, you're not part of our plans for next year. You got 1 year of the contract. So there definitely be a signing that we will revisit. And that comes to offloading Fred or McTominay. And in terms of the interlink, it's basically Fulham for Fred or West Ham. Both Scott McTominay and Fred are Fulham or West Ham. You see, depends on how it goes, because Palhinha is part of the Fulham deal to West Ham. But also, as per my understanding, we spoke to Moisey on Friday, and they're looking for Zakaria for 20 million as well to West Ham. So they're looking for that midfield option. They're looking for Palhinha. They're looking for Scott McTominay. And as per usual, you have your targets, right? Fred to Fulham might be 20 million. I mean, we saw that Farenbeche came in with taking the piss, 6 million. It might be a Saudi, but it's moving. Henderson is going out as well. So after you get those three signings in, you got to focus on the outs in order to fill back in the on the midfield area. So we're definitely going to see another midfielder. We're going to see another, maybe another striker. And I believe at the end of the window, barring that Bayern Munich is doing all the heavy lifting for Harry Kane, and and also PSG also wants Harry Kane. I believe that Daniel Levy has to cave, and Harry Kane needs to put his foot down to say, I'm not coming. I'm not going to stay. I'm not going to sign a contract. You either sell me now or I walk away for free. Either way. So United would most likely, at the end of the window, they are monitoring the situation. Per my understanding, let them do the heavy lifting. And United, if they have money left in the kitty, if something is left over, they will come in and make a bid. And Harry will be ours. But we will see that what happens. That's still a little bit of update from Mick Rubenstein here.
Yeah, I see now people talk about McTominay going to West Ham. So would he be a good fit for West Ham and David Moyes? What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, 100%.
I think he fits Moyes perfectly. I think McTominay is probably a better player than we've seen. You know, he always turns up 1 in 7, maybe 1 in 8 matches, and really shows his ability. He's quite a versatile player, but I think he'd be absolutely ideal for West Ham. It'd be a good partner for Palhinha if Palhinha goes and they get him. I think it'd be an ideal fit for him. I like what Moyes is doing at West Ham. He's shaping a useful outfit there with what you would call under the radar players. And he's a good manager. He's a good coach. He's Moyes. There's a level that he's at, and I think he's found that level. And I like the way that West Ham have been with him. I like the way that West Ham have supported him. It was the right time for Declan Rice to move. I think we all knew that. And I think McTominay would be a good fit. Fred would be a better fit at Fulham for me, not West Ham. I don't think Fred fits West Ham at all. I think better fit at Fulham. They've convinced Willian to stay by the looks of it. They need a Fred type player. He will not have anywhere near the influence that Palhinha had. Of course, Palhinha is just on a different level, but he's a be a good fix. But yeah.
Listen, guys.
Towards London.
I'm sorry to interrupt. We have a guest coming in all the way from UK. Uncle Jimmy's in the house. Debutant. Where you been, Jimmy? Did you pull a hamstring, man?
I pulled a hammy. Been on, I've been on an individual training program under the manager. You know, it's one of them ones.
Were you helping to move the fridge or moving house, or what's going on there, man? Good to have you, man.
I'm good now. Good to see you, fellas. Good to see you.
Yeah. We were just talking about the Onana effect and how we're going to elevate the game and what a game-changing signing that is, and how we're talking about Harry Maguire and all that stuff that's going on in the ether. Apparently, media is reporting that West Ham want sort of a loan deal for Harry Maguire. It was a cheeky punch below the belt, but no, Manchester United saying no. If you want him, you got to buy him. And, it's well reported that, Moisey likes Maguire, also likes Scotty Mack. Scotty Mack is also linked to Fulham, per my understanding today. So everything is kind of interlinked because Fulham are selling Palhinha. And I want to throw it back to you. Is it possible for Manchester United to do a swap deal? If they want a Fred or a McTominay, can we do a swap deal plus cash? What do you guys reckon? To get Palhinha in?
No, we won't get Palhinha. No,
we will not.
Not at all. He's out of reach. I think he's too vital for them. They won't let him go for at least like a high amount, 70 to 100 million, to be honest, because he's that good. He's one of the best PMs in the league, to be honest. He's brilliant. But would I take Palhinha? Without a doubt. Yeah, he's that good.
Yeah. No, in terms of where do you think Scotty Mack will fit? I mean, there's been links with Newcastle. There's been links with West Ham. I mean, if you're a Scotty Mack, where would you go? I would go to Newcastle, to be honest.
Same. I would as well, because I think if you look at the profile of player that he likes in midfield, Eddie Howe, if you look at, the lads that he's been starting in games, I think Scott McTominay fits that profile perfectly. And I think the good thing with Scott McTominay as well is that he's got an eye for goal as well. So they'd get good goal contributions. I think he would give him the freedom to go forward. He likes to go forward. I think he would get that freedom there. And I think he would perform all right. I think he would be okay. People don't. People, I think sometimes people underestimate Scott McTominay in the sense of his capabilities. I think they're a little bit higher than people think they are. So I think that would be a good fit for him. I think he should. That should be the move he should push for.
In terms of while you're here, like, you know, since it's your debut, in terms of the number 9, I mean, everyone wants that sexy signing in terms of the world-class striker. But how excited are you on the prospect of Rasmus Højlund? Most likely can add on 15 goals in his first season, but it's the way we're going to play, where the 3-1-6.
Yeah.
Do you think that is the only striker, or do you think there will be another one addition at the end of the window, like a Harry Kane?
I think the Højlund one is a funny one to me, because there's I'm a bit caught in between a few minds. So on the one hand, I'm excited because I've watched him. I've gone back and watched the matches that he's played in to try and watch whole matches of him. So I've watched 3 or 4 matches. He's good. He's decent. I said this in a space before. He does have very similar way. The way that he attacks his channels is very similar to Haaland's. Very, very similar. There's a lot of similarities in that sense. So he's doing the right things as a striker. So very exciting signing. You know, he's young, he's quick, he's hungry, he's quite skillful, he's very clever. He can lay off as well. He can play with his back to goal as well. People don't talk about that side of his game. He can play with his back to goal.
But Jimmy, do you know a fun fact there? Like, his DNA, he's a Manchester United fan, boyhood fan from the beginning. But if you look at his genetics, his parents, father is a professional footballer, ex-professional footballer.
There you go.
Mother is a track athlete.
There you go.
Running.
So he comes from that sort of those sort of genes. So the point I'm making is, you know, it's very, very exciting signing. I then have to think about the price tag, though. You know, I look at his involvement. Breakout season for him was last season. He was injured for the first few weeks of the season, I think. So he didn't start then. He recovered. When he came back into the fold, into the team, he wasn't actually starting games at all. He was coming on 60, 65 minutes. Very consistently scoring goals, though. So every time he came on, normally he would contribute to a goal in some way. He's quite good at starting attacks. He's happy to come deep like Harry Kane does. Very happy to come deep, start attacks. So he contributed. But the point is, first season was last season, really. That's his breakout season. He didn't play a full season. And when he played, he didn't start games. So if you're telling me that I should pay 60, 65 million for a 20-year-old with virtually no professional experience, then I start to question that. So that's my concern for me.
Yeah, no. Listen, I explained that I'm going to take it in a very slow tempo right now, how it works, basically, because I got news today from Atalanta itself, from somebody knows Lee Congerton as well, who is the sporting director at Atalanta, right? So basically, they set a price tag. They have a price in mind. They know they're going to overinflate the price, but they're never going to get the price. What it comes down to is similar to what Chelsea did. If you remember what they did for, you know, a Mason Mount, for instance, they asked for 70, 80. What did they end up paying? 55. The same thing is going to happen here, you know, in this certain sense. It's a negotiation. It's same like you put in your house on evaluation, right? You put your house on sale, Jimmy, and you say, I want 1.5 million, but I know the real price for the evaluation on the market at the moment for that price, according to the market rates, it's like 1 million. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you're going to end up on that. And they are in an advanced stage negotiating. Personal terms agreed, not a problem. Ten Hag is pushing for it. He wants the striker over the line so he can move on. He can go on to U.S. Tour, embed him into the team. And I think that, you know, with Rashford signing a new contract, will Rashford play like, you know, as a center figure number 9? We got a lot of, you know, stacked wingers, good wingers, you know, that can do the job. Will Rashford play as the main number 9 together with their Højlund, or will we get another, like a Harry Kane, for instance? And what's going to happen with Greenwood as well? We don't know yet. So we got firepower all of a sudden if you look at it, right? And plus, you know, don't forget that this, you know, this preseason, it's all about the kids as well. You know, Who's going to shine? Who's going to get the minutes?
Yeah.
Kobe Mainoo in the midfield. Do we need to go and get an Amrabat? 100% sure.
He looks good, by the way. Mainoo looks very, very good.
Yeah.
He looks very good. I've got great expectations for him. I see things in him that I haven't seen in a young player in midfield for quite a while. So
and Ahmad looks like he's going to be staying, but there was a report today that they're going to loan up Lestri instead of and keeping Ahmad. Did you read about that, Jarvis, by any chance?
No, I heard talk about it, but I didn't read all the specifics. I said Rashmano said let Ahmad
be
go
disappointed.
Back part of the deal for me. Yeah. So, but either Ahmad or Pelestri, because I don't think we can keep both of them on the bench and just as a.
But I would keep Pelestri personally. I think for me, it just looks more ready. For the big league, I think. Ahmad, I think he needs another season. I just worry about him physically. It's not that he's weak. It's just I feel like he needs just to develop certain muscles in his legs or something, because he's very easy to get off the ball. And when you play in his position, you have to be able to hold your own, like Anthony does. If you look at Anthony, you know, it takes a bit to get him off the ball, to knock him off the ball. Yeah. So. You know, it's. I think he needs to develop certain aspects of physically. That's all I think.
Yeah, but I've seen several people have been mentioning just ship out Sancho actually and keep both Pelestri and Ahmad. What's your take about that? Would you agree or?
No, I think Sancho. When I've looked at him now, I think he looks physically. He looks more lean. He looks like he's been working quite hard. I saw traces of a little bit of focus that maybe was lacking a bit last season for him. And he was quite aggressive. You know, I think that was quite good to see that he was getting quite aggressive in situations. And I like to see that in him. When he did it for a little bit last season, and then he just kind of didn't really do it anymore. I think that when he feels aggressive, I think it actually makes him way more creative in how he plays in the attack. So I want to see that more from him next season, and I would like to see Sancho stay personally. So no, I don't think that's an option.
So, Stu, what's your take on Sancho? Do you think he should stay, or should he go, or should we keep Lestri or Ahmad, or how do we want to do it?
Yeah, it's a tough one for me, really. Look, I like Pelestri. I think he'd be a great 10 for us. Eventually, that's why I'd mould him. He'd be perfect as a 10 for us. Yeah, he's not a particularly wide player for us, but he's squat, keeps the ball well, very good with his feet. He's quite strong. He's direct. He can, you know, he knows where the goal is, and I think he'd be a better 10. So that's where I think Pelestri should play. So if you're going to put him out on loan, that's what I would be briefing the club. Get him played there. I'll take the point about Ahmad. I think you're absolutely right. I don't think he's physically strong enough yet, and I think a loan up against up at Sunderland again, playing alongside JB Bellingham would be perfect for him because Bellingham's going to rip that league apart next season.
He is, I think so. I believe that as well. Yes. Yeah.
That comes down
tremendous talent. Yeah. So that just comes to me. Sorry, Mick, one sec. Just comes to me with regards to Sancho. I'm kind of on the fence with him because, as you well know, Jarvis, I didn't really champion the signing when we were chasing him. He didn't really
I was the same. I'm not going to lie. I was the same. I wasn't. I'm never keen on like the shiny star coming up and all that.
No.
Sort of signing.
They don't necessarily fit, do they? Fit the narrative, and I don't think he fits what we were looking at the time. We needed surgery in other areas. We didn't necessarily need Sancho.
Absolutely.
And I think right now he needs if he stays.
We scouted Caicedo then. If we got Caicedo then, imagine what would have happened. Everything would have been different, wouldn't it?
I want to touch base on something what Darren is saying here, because this is if you remember, we got a new chief negotiator and what we're seeing is somebody that knows how to negotiate in terms of getting lower bids in and accepted, and I believe that Matt Hargreaves is going to get this over the line. It's totally away with the Højlund, he knows how to negotiate. It will probably be something 45 plus add-ons, right? 10 add-ons or whatever, and add-ons can be whatever, like you score 20 goals in the first league, blah 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 blah, you know what I mean. So what matters is at the end of the day, guys, what we talked about, the youngsters and everything, if you're old enough You know, you're good enough. Oh, if you're good enough, you're old enough. And I'm just excited to see who's going to get a chance and not. Or whoever goes on loan, I don't really care, to be honest, as long as we have a strong squad. Because people are talking about, yeah, what about the takeover? Yeah, takeover is one thing, but you also have to put out the squad to compete next season. And regarding the takeover, dead silence. Nothing is coming. It's like the silence of the lamb at the moment. And that is, according to my theory, it's all about done and dusted at the end of the day. Like, you know, nobody's allowed to speak. Media is not reporting. They exhausted everything what they could write about. There's nothing to write about. Even Manchester Evening Express came out to say that Ineos owns the, you know, the shell gas underneath the Old Trafford. That's like, oh, slow sports news. I did the report about that 4 weeks ago in a podcast. There's got nothing more to it. So it comes down to what I believe, and this is my belief, and this is my opinion only, Jimmy. I want to bounce back with you, because at the end of the day, if you get new ownership coming in with the current FFP situation and everything, what they calculated is the maximum the new owner can pump in is 50 million pounds, right? So it doesn't really make sense to have a turmoil in the middle of a transfer season to announce an ownership, to spoil the overall recruitment plan, because if you do, the opponent knows how much money you have. That's the thing. So maybe this is a tactic to say, like, support Ten Hag. We got a new chief negotiator. Get the targets what Ten Hag wants over the line. Then you can announce it, and then perhaps you do a signature signing at the end of the window.
There's lots of things at play, though. I think there's, if you Manchester United are a big organization. You know, the way that Manchester United have controlled, for me, the way they've controlled the narrative on certain aspects of the operation. You know, if you look at, even going back, and I was saying this on the stream we were doing earlier on No Agendas, I was saying, if you look at the Richard Arnold video where he sits in the pub with the guys that went to his house and all the rest of that, if you look at that, yes, he was reacting to a situation, but he played that really well. People criticized him for it. I think actually,
I didn't.
Him mentioning the amounts of money and things, I think that's assisted us in how we've negotiated in the market, because clubs are looking at us knowing that Manchester United we haven't got the money like we used to. We ain't just going to pay for players. We haven't got the money. And this narrative was started at that time. That was a spin for me, you know, it's gone on. It's worked its way through to the opening of the transfer window, and now we're in this position. So for me, yes,
money is there. Money is there for the spendings.
The money will be there. And also, one point I like to make, people are saying, oh, if the new owners can only invest. These guys are very astute, wealthy, very wealthy businessmen. I promise you, they will find a way around to make sure that they pump whatever money they need to pump into this club. Yeah, and I'm not saying that I condone cheating or anything like that. What I'm saying is they will have to make sure that they do the right business so that they're allowed to invest into this club, and they will do everything they can to do that, because they know it's going to have to be a situation of hit the ground running. There's not going to be any time to build. It's going to have to start as soon as they walk through that door.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, I'm coming back to that interview, knowing that who appointed. I mean, Richard Arnold is a David Gill recruit, so he's a Manchester United. He loves Manchester United. He wants to do the best, and I think that the interview was genuine. He said, like, you know, in order to do so, I need money, I need investors, and the Glazers surely don't want to fucking invest. That's what he said. Yeah. He spoke from the heart. He said, like, you know, I walked out to Carrington and I watched this bunch of players. We invested 1 billion with nothing to show for. Yeah. So what you're trying to see is like somebody that's trying to mop up after Ed Woodward, the narcissist bastard. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, you know, they're not doing a bad job. We know how the system works, that everything goes in hierarchy approvals, and that's what things has been taking a long time. Glazer's been micromanaging, like, you know, that's what I'm saying. John Murtaugh, for instance, he can't do anything without approval. You know, the contract signings, everything, budget approvals needs to go up all the way to Joel Glazers. There's a chain of command, right? You press the button. And you have to chase the fucker to sign as well. And they're not the fastest. You know what I mean? So even reports came out that, you know, even Glazers approved this budget. And this was the credit money that was available in January anyway, that we decided to use for the summer. So all I'm trying to say is that takeover will happen. I certainly believe we'll have new owners, and I believe that the new owners are already influencing the market at the moment from the
I
background.
think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've said that. I've said there's. I think
Joe
there's
and
an
Glazer
element.
and Avram, they don't really care anymore. They just basically got what they wanted. It is just about announcement, and when the announcement is the right time.
Mick, can you explain a little bit about that theory? So just to keep people.
I did, I think, didn't I?
Okay.
Well, no, it means the theory that the new owners might have an influence in how we're operating in the market.
Yeah,
at the
but Ten
moment.
Hag, yeah, you see that Ten Hag has full control already. Like, in terms of the outs, Glazers will never have approved that David De Gea contract, stuff like that. They will renew. They will never approve that. And the fact that you see Harry Maguire's been out, that means that Ten Hag has full control. The Glazers don't give a shit, to be honest. That's the first thing you can look for. Another thing what I'm trying to say is, well, that it doesn't really make sense to make a sort of announcement in the middle of the transfer season, because that's going to disrupt the overall negotiation for players. That's what I'm saying. If you're playing cards, Jimmy, for instance, we're playing Texas Hold'em. Like, I don't see your cards, but all of a sudden, if I see what you're having, transparency, because you got 1 million more coming in through the door, then I'm going to call your bluff. That's what it is, right? So I believe that let them recruit, let them get at the target seat, and then kick off with an announcement. Makes sense, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Rushbana says Joe Glazer signs off every deal.
He does. He does.
Yeah, it does. Still does. Still does.
Still does.
But
It's a strange thing. It's a very strange setup.
yeah,
It's a very,
but the
very
thing is
strange
that
setup.
there's no way they can stay. You know, we got to sort of repeat the information. There's no way they're going to stay. They were always looking for minority investors. That's the thing, right? Everyone had a look at the finances and said, screw you, man. You run this poorly. Like, there's nothing there. The rusty parts.
Daniel Devil in the details. He gave an analogy on his space that I was on just before I came
big up,
here.
Danny.
And he gave an analogy of, because people keep saying, oh, there's some people, a portion of the fan base that say, oh, it's just about recruiting the right football people at the club.
No,
and Danny gave this example of, if you look at, there's a delivery company called Yodo here in the UK.
Yeah, Yodo.
Yodo. If you look at Yodo and you look at what's the other big one? DPD. So two organizations, both delivery companies. Yodo are 50% likely to lose your parcel. And if anyone's watching this live in the comments, please comment if you're in the UK. Yodo, when I see Yodo delivering my parcel, I'm concerned. I'm worried, right? If I see DPD, fine. I know it's fine. It's going to get to me. I'm going to get my parcel. But it's not, the staff are not bad at Yodo. It's just the organization is set up in a bad way. So it's not the staff. It's the way the organization is set up. And so you could apply that to Manchester United, because people keep saying, oh no, just take that football person from there and take that football person from there. It's not the people all the time. Of course, sometimes it's the people, but actually it's the organization, the way the organization is set up. It's this whole thing of these guys are going out sweating day and night, making calls, making phone calls all night, only for Joe Glazer to say, I don't want to sign this deal. It's like, we've done all the work, and now you don't want to sign the deal. So it's not the people are doing the work. These guys are doing the work. They're trying their best to do the work. But Joe Glazer, if he doesn't put that signature on there, they're stuffed. So all that work is for nothing.
I know. And the same thing comes with something called DocuSign, right? It goes in chain and command. The same thing happened with David De Gea. Like, he received his contract, he signed on his part, but there was no contract signature back in March, May. And at the end of the day, that's how they voided the whole thing, because they never signed it. So if they signed that contract, there would be a contract breach. That's what it is. Absolutely smashing right, Jimmy. And that's what it is. For me, I have no concerns, right? I know that there will be new ownerships, and when the day comes, the day comes. But right now, what I'm concerned about is getting the right players that Ten Hag wants, because we do have to play a game of football this season, and we do gonna challenge. And I'm excited because at the end of the day, by default, being a Manchester United fan, wherever you are in the world, everyone hits the panic button. Everyone hits the panic button. Look what City has recruited. Jack shit, to be honest. Arsenal got Rice for 105 million. What's next? Chelsea's been just trying to offload a lot of players. But we got 2 signings, 30s incoming, and our business not done yet, and we have 50 more days to go. So there's nothing to panic about, you know? Just trying to provide a voice of reasoning here.
No, I think you're right. I think but there is still, you know, something to be said about the fact that I think, you know, and this is me being, this is the optimistic side of me saying this. I think if the club, if everything is actually moving in the background in terms of the ownership, if everything is moving, if everything is ticking along in the background, I will have to say this has been the best kept secret in the history of football transactions. I just, this is because I know journalists in Manchester, they have no idea what's going on. They don't know. They don't know. Top journalists, they have no idea. So, you know, the club, if everything is ticking along in the background, I will respect them for how well they've kept this.
Yeah, but just look how long this Onana deal.
Guarded it.
How long did this Onana deal take place? Not long. Not long. Did we get one of the best goalkeepers in the world that played a Champions League football for how much? 43 million pounds, wasn't it?
43 million.
47 million.
47 mil.
And also respect to the team for sticking to their ground. Again, they've stuck by it. They've said, we are not going to that price. Here's the money. Yeah. You need the money.
But you see the changes?
Take it or leave it. And I am proud of that team.
If you can't see the changes, what's happening? Stop throwing your toys out of the pram. We are moving quicker than we ever done before. When did we sign a player in the first month of July or June? Sorry, that was back then when we signed Wan-Bissaka. We got his prime target over the line, and from there Ten Hag can build with the goalkeeper, the midfielder, and the striker that he wants. It's a system. It might not be the sexy signing that we're used to be, but I don't care about the Galactico signings. I care about Ten Hag's football.
Mick,
whatever works for him.
Those days are over, Mick, of Galactico signings. When you look at Højlund, right? What did he score? He scored 9 goals, I think, didn't he, Jimmy? Something like that.
Yeah, 9
goals. And you're absolutely, by the way, you're absolutely right about.
But 6 goals in the Danish cups. It's out of 6 games, 6 goals, a hat trick as well.
You're right about his analogy, and I totally agree that it'll be a good bit of business if he comes into us for 2 to 3 years down the line. Yeah. I do like his movement. I like the way he holds the play. He's quite strong. He's not that progressive 12-yard player we need, though. From the penalty spot onwards, he's not quite there yet. Now look,
I see that.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But when you look at the difference between City and Liverpool, Salah, he's a one-touch, one-goal merchant. Haaland, okay, he's not so much one-touch, one-goal, is he? But Haaland's going to pretty much guarantee you a goal per game.
Yeah.
Our next level up has got to be whoever we have as a top-line striker, be it a 9 or whichever, whether it's Rashford or whoever it may be. We need that player that can take one chance, because if you remember back in the day, Cantona went to Newcastle, had to beat them to progress into the league. We had really one chance, and Cantona put it away. Phil Neville cross, Cantona puts it away. We need that. Now, I think Mick's right.
Good goal. I've just played that in my head. That was a beautiful moment. That.
Oh, it was tremendous, wasn't it? Yeah, it was lovely. Yeah. I sent a message to while I was on holiday. Actually, that's why I got bollocked. By the way. About that, I think we will get Kane, and I think it will be over the end of the line. Now, whether we want to pay 60, 70 million, 80 million for Kane or not, that is the type of money we're going to have to spend to get that striker. Kane will get us that goal. So having Højlund in is a great move, and I take everyone's point about Højlund, what he will do, and he will develop over 2 years. But we're just going to need somebody, especially Champions League, to just get on the end of something. Look, I'm an old school footballer, Jimmy. I'm 53 years old, pal. So I've been watching United since I was late 70s. One of my favourite strikers, and I've seen some quality strikers come through, was Ruud van Nistelrooy.
I think Højlund is gonna be a mint signing. That's my take on it. Don't expect him. But you know, goals are gonna come. That's what I'm trying to say. Ten Hag's system, goals will come. You know, the way he's gonna play, he might get 15 goals, but there's gonna be even distribution from Mount, from Garnacho, from freaking, you know what I mean? Everyone's going to
it'll go across the ball. In fact, somebody made a point about that 12 months ago to me. Watch for the distribution. I said it won't happen season 1, and it didn't. It was, you know, predominantly Rashford that put us away. But I think season 2, Mick, Jimmy, I agree. I think you will see a more balanced line of goal scorers across the top.
So just playing the devil's advocate here, like, you know, just look back at Ten Hag. If you watch Ajax, you know, did he play with young kids or did he play with experience? Mostly young kids. He turned a prime Haller to a world-class striker. He likes this.
Yeah, he did. He did, absolutely.
Yeah, and the more you look into Højlund, he's an exceptional talent. Exceptional. He's got a body of a 25-year-old already, right? He's strong. He's physical.
He's strong. He's very strong. I mean, that's one of the things I liked about him is when I've watched him is he's very strong, very, very strong. Really strong.
I do like that about him. He's got that ability to be able to back in nicely, and he runs the arm around the central defender's body really, really well. But he doesn't hold it. He just rests it to get on his back, and that gives him the real momentum where he can push and pull. I'm a centre half, and I hate that. I absolutely hate it. You've got to drop his kneecap to be able to get him off you.
To get him off you.
No, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
With your lower elbow with him, just to
but he does that Didier Drogba thing. You know where he does he creates this shield with his arm, but it's like perfectly placed. That it's never a foul. He does that perfectly. He's so good at doing that. He's such a young kid doing that. I'm very impressed. Drogba was a master of that. I mean, I've never seen him strike.
2 yards. He'll take 2 yards to the left or 2 yards to the right of the player, and he'll do it by feel of the shoulder. So what he'll do, he'll lean up against it, and he'll just move that way, and that gives him, and he'll just do that, and that gives him the balance.
He does that, He can do it either side as well, so it doesn't matter because he's got no preference for his spinning.
That's right.
He can spin either way. He doesn't have a preference. He's good. He's a good player.
He'll enable him to take it up top as well, so he can either take it left shoulder or right shoulder because he's centrally balanced centrifugally. He's got it, and he'll be able to. And it makes it very, very difficult. So,
there's how many people are smash the like? Don't forget, there's like 200 of you in the VR room. Big up. We're not gonna forget you. Marlene Patel is in the house as well. I haven't seen it. We haven't signed Højlund as of yet, but it's an advanced negotiation. This is the next. This has been going on in parallel, at least started in parallel, and I am 100% we're gonna get over the line. Definitely, the player only wants Manchester United. Forget everything else. Whoever's trying,
that's true.
That's it. And that's what matters. He wants to play for the shirt. He's a Manchester United fan, comes from a good sporting family, good genes, good everything. I think this is a star in the making. This is the next Haaland. And since when? It was a long time ago since we went and signed such a signing, right? We done that Zlatan. We done all the Cavani's and everything. It didn't work, you know. Maybe we should try something.
No, I totally agree. I mean, we were what was that?
Apparently, Chris Wheeler's tweeting updates.
Yeah,
Tesco. We're in for Tesco, weren't we?
Yeah, we were. But I know that from the conversation I had today, I know that's been intensified talks to get him over the line. Ten Hag is pushing for it. He wants him over the line to join the U.S. Tour. So, what does it say? We're gonna get him. I believe we're gonna get him.
I think we'll get him. I do, but I'm also on the same page with you, Mick and Jarvis. I think we'll lane Kane as well at the end of the window.
We will.
I'm pretty convinced.
And you know what? You know, if you rate this window so far, if you rate Onana sign, I give it 10 out of 10.
It's as good as, isn't it? It's as good as. Yeah, it's as
10 out
good
of 10
as.
so far.
Yeah.
What do you mean the Onana signing, or are you talking about the window in general?
No, Onana signing is 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
Onana signings. I think I wouldn't give it a 10, but I wouldn't argue.
The reason why I'm saying that is it's a game changer, a pivotal change how we're going to play. This is going to be Erik Ten Hag football 2.0. It's what I always say. We haven't seen nothing as of Ten Hag football yesterday. As he came in the season, what could have he done? Nothing.
I tell you what's tipped it for me when I've thought about it is because we've been linked with Onana, because obviously we've been linked with so many keepers over the last few months. But when Onana was starting to top the table, I thought, oh, I don't know, I'm not sure. But that was before the Champions League final. So then I've watched him in the Champions League final, because my worry with him was when in Italy the strikers are not on you all the time. They're not on you all the time. In the Premier League, the strikers are there with you for 90 minutes. They're on you for the whole game. So all those little flicks and tricks that he can do over there, because he's got an extra yard and a half or two, he can't do that here, because here you're going to get Ivan Toney slide tackling you before you could even turn. So, you can't do that here. That's my worry. But then, wait, let me just finish this point.
Yeah, sure.
Now, I've watched him in the final, and I have seen him cope with Manchester City and how they attacked. Yeah. And they were there with him the whole time. They stayed on him. They didn't give him any space whatsoever, and he coped really well. He came out, he commanded his box, he did everything that I would expect him to do in the Premier League. So after that match, I thought, right, okay, I get it now. I think he's going to be all right in the Premier League. So 9 for me.
9. Okay. Anyone else? Jarvis?
Yeah, I give Onana 10, because that's what we have been looking for all the seasons. Because I've been really critical about De Gea I would say a couple of years now, and I've been always thinking we want to improve that side of the game. He's always been a great shot stopper, and but he lacks some elements of the game that I would like to see, especially when it comes to like cross claiming corners, and how he sets the game starting. He always hoofs it up to the midfield with no aim, and I don't like that, because then we make players like McTominay and Fred look like the best midfielders, because it's all about winning the next duel. But I want to see players play with the ball in their feet. Yeah. I want to see us like with as you see City, they have Gundogan and Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne. They play the ball how football is supposed to be played. I don't know. What do you think, Stu?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. The point I was about to make there was the linchpin for City this season was our good old friend Rodri. Poser, hate him, but my God, he was absolutely fucking top draw last year. He was
good. He was good. He was very good. Yeah.
And but you're right. Look, I'm a centre half, and I want as little problems as I can.
I hate him more now. I just hate him more now because my missus is obsessed with him. She's like,
Rodri, they are. That's why
go away. Get out of my life, please. Just go away.
I like the tall striker to be coming at me, but then I need that distance. I like to know that I've got a goalkeeper who's comfortable with the ball at his feet, and he's a good shot stopper. Now, as I went back, and Jarvis, my thoughts on goalkeepers anyway, I'm not overly fussed about a ball playing goalkeeper, but that's just the way that I like football. But again, this is a game changer in the way that Ten Hag wants to play football. This is modernism that I can't quite get to grips with yet, because to me, foot is footy. I want the goalkeeper to come and clean me out, and the centre.
Not long ago, I was exactly the same as you. Not very long ago, I've been converted over the last 18 months or so.
But
changed.
It has. It's changed in a way. But I mean, I was training with Tipton Town at the weekend, our over 50s team, and we're still playing old school ball because A, we can't run anymore, and B, we've got to use our brains to get us up the field rather than our legs. When I watch my lad play, he's getting the ball He's doing his little 1-2s with his mates and his triangle play. Goalkeeper's rolling it out and then bringing it 2, 3, 4 yards, and whipping it up the wings quickly and then moving it quickly, playing with inverted fullbacks. And I'm like looking at it thinking, wait, hold on, let me just get my controller out and I'll start playing. And I take the picture, old 𝒖𝒊𝒄 with my Zimmer frame, and I'm getting it and I'm pushing it 2, 3, 4 yards, and that's all I'm doing with it. I'm trying to get up that way. So the way that Ten Hag wants to play, Onana's the best keeper for us. He's the best.
100%.
100%.
100. Listen,
I like it.
Yeah, sorry. I think we have two. I want to have two more topics before we close the shop. I'm a little bit concerned of time. It's late and everything else, and Jarvis probably has to go back to his family. You're on holiday, mate. So, listen. When are we flying out to on the U.S. tour? And does anyone know the date?
I thought it was Friday, but is it not Friday?
Wednesday we're playing.
We play Wednesday in Edinburgh.
In Edinburgh, yeah.
No, I think we either fly out Friday or Saturday. We fly out the weekend anyway.
The weekend. What's the chance of getting a Højlund done before that? Do you think we're gonna have Here We Run very soon?
No, I think he joins us on the US tour.
On the US tour.
Yeah, he joins us. I think a few days in, he joins us.
Okay, I'm gonna put the question back to the VAR room, and we're gonna do the HOJLUND, guys. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, it's the traditional HOJLUND. Pedal to the metal. Hail to the negotiators. Hail to Rasmus Højlund. What is the chance, gentlemen and ladies in the VR room, that a Rasmus Højlund will be accelerated to pedal to the metal, 200 miles per hour, get him over the line by the weekend? 40% says Jonathan Liljenberg. What do you guys reckon? 50% chances, RJ.
What, by the weekend?
Lily. Yeah. They've already started the negotiation. Chris Wheeler is reporting
20%.
80. I say 60.
20 from me.
I say flies out.
20.
No fly zone. 50-50.
I say flies out Wednesday, so it's about 20% for me as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, you know what? Do you know what really pisses me off about this? The way even though I know we're working better than we normally work, and I appreciate all of that. I appreciate all the changes they've made to how they're doing deals now. I get that. But it's this, like, look at the Onana deal. It's like, what did they call it? The way Sky reported, it's like a surface agreement or whatever they called it. And it's like, what are you talking about? I thought this is done. Why is it a surface agreement? What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means.
But things can escalate very fast. If you're in an advanced negotiation,
just frustrating, man.
You agree the personal term with the agent, everything is done. Now it's down to the clubs to negotiate the fee, the payment structure, the image rights, and everything else. It can go very, very fast, like Onana deal as well. So it's going to be intensified. Will he come? Will he be on the flight? I don't think so. Will he join up what we did?
I think he'll join up. I think Onana will join up. He'll join up.
Not Onana, but Højlund.
Højlund will. What? I don't think he'll join up.
He will join up on the US tour, I think, and he will play against Arsenal, I reckon.
Which is it Wrexham first, or is it? I can't remember.
Maybe I'm just being positive. Maybe I see things differently, and basically what I'm hearing, I'm feeling confident we're going to get this over the line. The question is when, because I know the when you do, in the old days, it used to be like 5 representatives of a deal. Nowadays, you have 10, 15 intermediates.
Yeah,
everyone is involved, wants to have a piece of the pie.
Because they're all companies, aren't they? These players now, they're all organizations. Aren't they?
You have your image rights, you have the sponsor, you have a lot of things that needs to be taken care of, and then you're going to cross-check the people. That's it. So let's see. Last, before we close the shop, I want to talk about Manchester City, guys. I know. It's the cheating allegation, but what is going on there? I don't think they are. I think they're full and happy. I think they won the treble, the 3P, and what's going on there right now? They're offloading a lot of players. Nothing in the recruitment market. That doesn't mean that they are we've achieved what we want to achieve. Let's do a rebuild. Guys, I want to throw it back to you. Do you think they're going to challenge for the next season? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. There's no question about it. There's no question about it.
Yeah, I think they challenge. I think Bernardo Silva goes to Barca, though. That'll be a big, big loss.
That'll be a big loss. I think they'll miss him a lot more than they think they will.
Gundogan is gone.
Gundogan's gone.
Bernardo Silva is gone. Kyle Walker is gone.
KDB is getting a bit, he's getting a bit suspect sometimes during the course of the season. So I just feel they're going to have to be very careful how they operate, because they could do a Liverpool and just completely mess up their midfield, and then the season looks completely different for them. So
I mean, they've got Kovacic, haven't they, which is decent.
I mean, I'd love to see it happen. If it unraveled like that, it would be like a permanent birthday.
Oh, no, I have a theory that once you achieve your target, you become a little bit lethargic, and we won the Champions League. It's time to sort of rebuild because what I'm saying, the Pep Guardiola.
I thought he was going to leave. I thought he was going to leave after winning the treble. Season. I thought he was going to go. I thought he was going to say, "All right, thank you very much, bye, I'm going."
I mean, the way they're building, they're most likely going to keep Pep for another year just to rebuild the squad, and then the next manager come in.
Can they? I mean, the question I've got with, we can talk about all this cheat and all this 115, but privately, have they been told maybe they can't do anything this year?
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, maybe the solicitors are saying to them, lawyers are saying, look, guys, you've got to rein it in, because we've got a lot of work to do to prove your innocence. I mean, a lot of work, haven't they? So maybe there's an argument to say the lawyers have said, look, if you buy, make sure you get 2, 3, 4 out the door first, and then because I'd take Kyle Walker tomorrow at United tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow, I wouldn't even bat an eyelid. I don't like him as a person, but as a footballer, tremendous. Cancelo, I can't do with Cancelo either. Right poser, but again, as a right back or a left back, absolutely terrific player. One of the lads
would play
in the chat about if we could try and get Theo Hernandez out of AC Milan. Absolutely right, all day long. I mean, that is a real shout. But we know
we were linked to him, I think, Theo Hernandez.
Well, for a while.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a mad transfer window. It's not concluded as of yet, because I try to educate people that it's such a interlinked market that one deal is dependent on the other. And this is what I'm trying to explain. Now West Ham got the money for Rice. Now they can go to the market to play buy a Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay, Palhinha, those kind of things, right? Now they're operating. And the same thing, if Fulham sells like a Palhinha, that means that they can go to the market. It's the way. So I wouldn't be in panic as long as Ten Hag gets his main, target in. Onana is in, Rice is in, Amrabat is going to come. Hopefully, we get another.
No, he would be top. So for me, top priority for me. I would
Amrabat,
top. I would. I mean, I've been watching this guy for a while. When he played. I mean, in the internationals, he was just ridiculous. Absolutely.
No, but he wants to play for Ten Hag. Ten Hag gave him his chance at Utrecht as a young player, so he has the connection.
So he wants to play. He wants to play for him. He would be a very exciting signing for me. I would be very, very happy with that signing. Good player.
So there's even Fiorentina has come out to say they let him go. He's not part of the plan. They want 30 million for it, but it's going to end up in 20 million. United is in talks with him since January, to be honest. So, he's a pit bull. He's a tank. We've done a special report on him in Jarvis. So I'm excited, because if you compare likes to likes with him and Declan Rice, same attributes, even better.
Do you know what I like about him? He's graceful. I don't like graceful footballers, but his stride is tremendous.
It's really.
He's a Lipizan horse.
It's pretty. Pretty.
Yeah. It's a wonderful stride. He really has, and it carries him across the grounds. Not quickly, but a lot quicker than you realise because of the length he's.
He doesn't look like he's moving that fast, but
No,
he
he
does
doesn't.
move. He moves.
Yeah,
He moves.
But it's not a name like a Chouamani, like that's a sexy signing.
But I don't want names. I don't want names anymore.
Names.
I don't want names.
Surprised.
I just want players. I just want footballers at my club. I don't want names. I don't want names. I very seriously do not want.
So hang on, Jimmy, Uncle Jimmy, hang on a second.
I do
if Sheikh Yassim comes to you, hey Jimmy, you're the gaffer. I give you Mbappe. Would you say fuck off?
That's the only name I would take. That's the only one.
You know something, Jimmy? I wouldn't. I wouldn't want him anywhere near our club.
No. Do you know what? Let me tell you why. With Mbappe, because the only reason I would take Mbappe, and there's no other big name I would take at all, but Mbappe, because I know for a fact that if Mbappe is in that attack, you are guaranteed to be challenging for the title. Guaranteed. Especially if he's got Mount and Bruno behind him. You are absolutely guaranteed to be challenging for the title. There's no question. But now you have to deal with the politics that comes with that.
Yeah, exactly.
It comes at a very high price. So it comes at a very, very high cost.
Speaking about commodity, we have a super chat from Alien Tenor. Peter, Arsenal played top dollar for saffron rice. You know what? We that's a great joke and great point. We can go and spaghetti barella.
Saffron rice is a new one. That's a mad one.
Saffron rice.
Listen,
yeah, no. They're doing a madness. I spoke to my man.
Yeah, I mean they are set for a while in midfield for a while. But look, we've got Casemiro, Bruno, and Mount in midfield. So
Mountain Dew.
It's not looking grim for us at all. You know,
no more seven.
It's looking good for us as well. So you know, we keep praising other clubs. No, we are looking very good in midfield with Casemiro, Bruno, and Mount. I think that's a really good midfield. I think we'll play some really, really good games in the season. We might struggle against the really top teams, but I think everyone else is going to have a very tough time against that midfield.
I think so too. And guess what? No more 7-Up. Guess why? We got a Mountain Dew.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Did you write that one? Did you write it, or was that freestyle? Was that freestyle just off the dome, just off the top, off the top?
I know. And we have Onana as well, so I'm cool. So the rest of the window is going to be very exciting. Let's see. No, I believe in Ten Hag style. I believe that. Damn, we get this right. We are up there, like, you know, we should be by come May, then we look at it. In terms of what City's going to do, I don't care. What Arsenal is doing, what they're recruiting, I don't care. I only look what we are doing.
I think it's going to be a good season. I think it's going to be a very strong top 4 this season. Very strong.
Yeah.
You know,
but this is the season. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying regarding Ten Hag. He's getting his first targets in, what he wants.
Yeah.
If you noticed.
That's true. But if he can get, like, for example, Amrabat, I think he will improve our team immensely by the way he like handles the ball. He's very calm with the ball. He shields the ball very good. He's press resistant. He can take on a man. So if we're in trouble, we can just give the ball to Amrabat and he will like dictate the tempo of the game. And
he is so good at that, dictating the tempo. Very good. Very good.
Missing because it's always the hot potato, hot with Fred and McTominay and all of those.
Hot.
With Amrabat, I think he can like really improve our play of style.
Relight my fire, Garnacho.
Angie says they're going out Wednesday.
They're going out on Wednesday, apparently, after the.
Angie said, yeah.
What?
Angie thinks we go out Wednesday. Shared on MUTV.
Yeah, okay. Announcement of Nana. That's it.
Flying out after the match on Wednesday. Yes.
On Wednesday. So that'll be. I thought it was Friday. I did, so maybe they brought it forward. But
I had to turn my head, upside down to resemble the bold manager, the beautiful bold manager. I love him. I don't know. There's something about him that makes me go happy. You know, I wake up every day and it's like, oh, Eric, you beauty. You know what I mean? Because bold is his best. That's what it is. Listen, it's been an amazing show.
Lads, enjoyed it.
It's so good to see you, lads, as well. Good to see that you're out from the doghouse. Stu,
Thank you for inviting
Yes,
me.
Jimmy, don't worry that you came late. It's all right.
I
Pull a
know,
hamstring.
yeah. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I was just because
it's
we did.
good.
I did. We were streaming for No Agendas earlier on today, so I finished that, and I just thought, no, I'm gonna have to eat now because otherwise, it's gonna be too late to eat. So I had to like rush around and
You were with
try and make
Nura.
something quick. Hey,
Were you in Nuradin before?
no, with Daniel, with Danny, the Devils.
Oh, the Devils. Yeah.
with Devils.
Big up to Danny. We were in the same stream with the last time we spoke to Danny. Was it when in Nuradin's channel? I like Danny.
Yeah.
Danny speaks a lot of facts.
He's very, very, very
good.
knowledgeable. I mean, he spends a lot of time researching and stuff. So he's
Triangles and
very
shapes
knowledgeable.
Yeah, true.
And he knows some good contacts as well in the football because I think it does something to do with football coaching as well. I think always done it before. So
he's in
he's got some
broadcasting
links
as
in
well.
the industry and he gets some good information as well.
Yeah, might reach out to Danny to see if he wants to come on.
He would come on. He loves talking about football. He loves talking about Manchester United, and he can go into some good facts for you. So yeah, no, it's good.
Oh, big up. Thank you for making your debut, Jimmy. It's been a long time coming. We've seen you so many times on Nerdin's channel. So, but listen, where can people find you?
So my Twitter is at @JStarCity. So JSTARCITY @JStarCity. That's my Twitter. So come through and follow me. I'm always on Football Spaces. I do some streams. I'm starting my own channel. So yeah, come through. Just follow me, man. Follow me at @JStarCity on Twitter.
Wicked. Stu Woolley, as per usual, good to see you back.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad your wife gave you permission, but where can people find you, Stu?
Yes, you can use and abuse me at Stu Woolley. And yeah, just I'm not hugely active on Twitter, but feel free.
And Jarvis says, per usual, you're all the way from the USA. Did you have some Kentucky Fried Chicken yet, or Southern Hospitality Fried Chicken? Spicy? You're on mute.
You're mute.
I love the Southern hospitality here. How are you doing, sir? They're really friendly down here, so I love it. Yes, I do. And people can find me on Twitter, Bowley77, BOLE77, and they can find me on this channel as always.
That's Todd Bowley as per usual. Todd Bowley in disguise.
Todd Bowley.
When are you coming back to Norway, my friend?
A couple of weeks.
Oh. So more streams from the USA.
More streams from the laundry room.
From the laundry. Jarvis from the laundry room. He's doing the sports washing there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Listen, guys, it's been a fantastic show. Great to see you all. Thank you for the VAR room. You've been amazing. Don't forget to smash the like on the way. It's free. If you haven't subscribed, it's also free. And if you're on a diet, you will burn extra calories by doing so. Just reach out for the buttons. 100%. This been Mick here.
Hit the like.
Big up to Jimmy. Follow Jimmy. Follow Stu as well. Follow Jarvis, and we should see you very soon. Not sure about Wednesday, and the Tate's on holiday as of today. We usually do No Bullshit United, but hopefully we'll do a show on Wednesday. If anything happens, I'm quickly to jump on and do a show for you as well. Big up to all of you. Good night wherever you are in the world. Good morning for some of you. What did we say, Jarvis? Peace, love, banana.
Peace, love, and please go bananas.
Peace, love, Onana.
Peace, love, and Onana now. Forget about the banana. Jimmy said it. Peace, love, Onana.
Nice. Chris Breeze that said it in the comments. Chris Breeze has said it. Peace, love, Onana.
Peace, love, Onana. Chris Breeze, you better trademark it because here.
Yeah, I will trademark that right now. Trademark it straight away. Straight away.
If we can close the VR room and say thank you very much, Jarvis, if you can close that off.
One more thing, just a little bit. I just added Rashmano as a moderator. So Rashmano,
fantastic.
Come to our Telegram channel. Listen to all the other mods and you will get the directions.
Fantastic. Good to see Rashmano here. Thank you, Rashmano, for the breaking news on yesterday was as well. 5 hours before Fabrizio. That is madness. But you know what? We had our say, and hopefully we made your day, and we will give back your evening as well. Love, peace, Onanas, and close the VR room because Mick's gonna hit the goodbye. Thanks, guys. Good night.
See you.
Bye. That's all, folks.
Well, that's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.